The world known as Cartia is a breathtakingly beautiful and magical place filled with incredible creatures and breathtaking landscapes. From the rolling hills dotted with vibrant wildflowers to the towering mountains with snow-capped peaks, the world of Cartia is a nature lover's paradise. The crystal-clear rivers and sparkling lakes are home to schools of colorful fish, and the lush forests are alive with the sounds of singing birds and chirping insects. In the skies, majestic dragons soar through the clouds, their scales shining in the sunlight. But the beauty of Cartia extends beyond its natural wonders. The cities and towns are marvels of engineering, with towering structures and sprawling marketplaces that are a testament to the ingenuity and creativity of the Cartian people. And throughout this beautiful world, there are signs of magic at every turn. From the enchanted trees that glow with an otherworldly light to the mysterious portals that lead to unknown lands, the world of Cartia is a place of endless wonder and excitement. In this world, they used customized shopping carts as a mode of transportation. Why shopping carts, you asked? It is because of a legend, way back 100 years, in which a man was magically teleported in Cartia with his shopping cart. The man looked ragged and had faced a lot of adventures, and he brought with him the stories of how, in his world, people valued carts as an important tool for transportation. Over the years, the legend took root in Cartia and the art of customizing carts became a major part of their culture. People would compete to see who could create the most advanced and powerful carts, using their knowledge of basic engine systems to optimize the cart's performance. In the present Cartia, an adventurer named Max starts his adventure. Max was poor and could not afford to customize his shopping cart into a battle cart like the other adventurers. As a result, his cart looked like a normal shopping cart and he was often teased and ridiculed for it. Max dreamed to be one of the famous forces that battle the evil cart users. High-level cart users use a magic ore to give their cart sentience, so it grew through experiences. Max stood and gazed at his shopping cart, his heart heavy with disappointment. He had always dreamed of owning a sleek and powerful cart, one that would turn heads and inspire awe wherever he went. But instead, he was stuck with a drab and unremarkable cart that looked like it had been salvaged from a grocery store. From the top of his cart, the rusting metal frame and frayed canvas canopy did little to evoke a sense of power or prestige. The old and worn wheels creaked as they rolled, leaving scuffs on the pavement. The cart's handlebars were bent and tarnished, offering little in the way of comfort or grip. Max sighed as he walked around his cart, noting the faded and peeling stickers that adorned its sides. The stickers were an attempt to personalize his cart and make it his own, but they only served to highlight the cart's age and lack of style. In the world of Cartia, where carts were the primary mode of transportation and a source of pride, Max's shopping cart was an embarrassment. Everywhere he went, he was surrounded by carts that were sleek, powerful, and customized to perfection. The residents of Cartia had turned their carts into rolling works of art, and Max's cart looked like a forgotten relic from a bygone era. As Max gazed at his cart, he couldn't help but feel a sense of disappointment and frustration. He dreamed of having a cart that was fast, powerful, and stylish, but instead, he was stuck with a clunky old cart that was a far cry from his ideal. He longed to upgrade his cart, but he lacked the funds and skills to do so, leaving him stuck with a cart that looked old, unimpressive, and out of place in the exciting world of Cartia. As Max was about to turn into the alleyway, he heard a commotion coming from the other end. He cautiously approached and peered around the corner, and what he saw made his blood run cold. A group of rough-looking individuals, members of the notorious evil cart gang, had cornered a man whose cart lay in ruined pieces at his feet. The man was on his knees, tears streaming down his face as he pleaded with the gang to leave him alone. "Come on, give us what you got, and we'll let you go," snarled the leader of the gang, a burly man with a scar running down one cheek. "Please, I don't have anything," the victim whimpered, his voice shaking with fear. "Don't lie to us," the leader barked, drawing a wrench from his belt. "We know you got something valuable on you. Now hand it over." The gang members closed in, their faces twisted with greed and menace. Max knew he had to act fast if he wanted to help the man. He took a deep breath and stepped out of the shadows, determined to face the evil cart gang and protect the helpless victim. With a fierce roar, Max charged forward, his old shopping cart held aloft like a weapon. The gang leader never saw it coming, and Max struck him with all his might, sending the burly man tumbling off his customized, tank-like cart. The other gang members, taken aback by Max's sudden attack, circled him on their own high-tech vehicles. They sneered and jeered, confident that this lone adventurer wouldn't be able to stand up to their might. But Max was full of surprises. With a flick of his wrist, he summoned a burst of magic, unleashing a dazzling array of bolts and beams that sent the gang members reeling. They had never encountered anyone who could wield both physical strength and magic, and they were caught off guard by Max's unexpected attack. "Who are you?" one of the gang members cried out in alarm, as they tried to back away from Max's wrath. "I'm the one who's putting a stop to your evil ways," Max growled, his eyes blazing with determination. Scared and disoriented, the gang members turned and fled, leaving the leader behind as they scattered into the night. Max watched them go, a triumphant smile spreading across his face. He turned to the crying man and helped him stand. "Are you okay?" "I'm okay," he looked at Max's cart. "Oh no, your cart was destroyed. I'm really sorry." Max felt sad about the cart, but he feels that having it might be a bigger disappointment. "Don't worry about it. By the way, I am Nick, a mechanic. I can fix your cart and do customization as thanks for helping me." "Are you serious?" asked Max excitedly. "It's the least I can do for helping me." Nick took Max to his garage, which was filled with tools, oil cans and various engine parts. "You're lucky to have caught me. I'm one of the few people in Cartia who know how to properly customize these carts," Nick said with a smile. Nick showed Max a few of his previous works, all of which were highly advanced and much more powerful than a typical shopping cart. "Now, let's take a look at your cart," Nick said as he approached the old and rusty shopping cart. Nick noted that there was no system in the cart and the cart is beyond repair. He asked Max if he can use the old model battle cart he found in the dump site instead. Max agreed. Nick examined the other cart and saw that the cart's oil system and found it to be in very poor condition. "This won't do, we need to upgrade this oil system to create a better battle cart," Nick explained to Max. Nick then took out a few parts from his toolbox and got to work. He replaced the old and worn-out parts with new, high-tech components. He carefully connected the new parts, ensuring that the oil would flow smoothly and efficiently. Next, Nick took out a small magical orb and placed it in the center of the new oil system. "This orb will greatly enhance the performance of your cart, it's my secret weapon," Nick said with a mischievous grin. As Nick finished the installation, Max watched in awe as the cart came to life. The oil flowed smoothly, the engine purred, and the cart seemed to have gained a new level of power. "It's incredible!" Max exclaimed. "We are only starting," Nick said. Max gazed in awe as Nick pulled open the hood of the old battle cart. The once simple metal frame now housed a complex network of pipes, hoses, and valves, all dedicated to providing the necessary water flow for the engine. "Okay, Max," Nick said, rubbing his grease-covered hands together. "Let's talk about the water system. It's a crucial component of your cart's performance, so we want to make sure it's up to snuff." Max nodded eagerly, his eyes scanning the maze of pipes and hoses. Nick pointed to a small radiator at the front of the engine. "This here is the radiator, and it's responsible for keeping your engine cool." Next, Nick showed Max the water pump, which was responsible for circulating the coolant throughout the system. "It's important that the water pump is working efficiently, otherwise, your engine could overheat." Max watched as Nick demonstrated how to test the water pump, using a pressure gauge to measure the flow of coolant. "See, it's running smoothly," Nick said with a smile. They then moved on to the hoses, which connect the various components of the water system. These hoses need to be strong and durable, to withstand the pressure of the coolant as it circulates, Nick explained. Max was amazed at the level of detail and thought that went into customizing a cart's water system. He had never given much thought to how the engine was cooled, but now he saw the importance of it. Nick then pulled out a small toolbox. Now, let's get started on customizing your water system. We'll start by installing a high-performance radiator, to ensure that your engine stays cool even in the toughest conditions. Max watched in amazement as Nick worked, his skilled hands quickly replacing the old radiator with a shiny new one. He could feel the excitement building inside him, as he realized that his cart was finally becoming the powerful battle cart he had always dreamed of. "There you go, Max," Nick said with a grin. "Your water system is all set. You're one step closer to having the ultimate battle cart. Now for the electricity, baby," said Nick. "We need to upgrade the battery. We need a more powerful source of electricity to run all of the new gadgets and weapons we'll be adding." Nick then showed Max how to install a high-capacity lithium-ion battery in the cart. He explained how it would provide a stable and long-lasting source of power for the cart systems. Next, Nick showed Max how to install a state-of-the-art electrical management system. This system would ensure that all of the cart's electrical systems would work in harmony, without any risk of overloading or short circuits. Max was amazed as Nick demonstrated how to add a high-output alternator, which would ensure that the battery was constantly charged, even during intense battle scenarios. "But wait, there's more," said Nick, with a mischievous grin. He then revealed a special electrical weapon that he had designed himself. It was a powerful taser that would be capable of immobilizing the enemy's carts, giving Max the upper hand in battle. "Last but not least, we need to upgrade the fuel system." Nick pointed to a shelf filled with different types of fuel tanks. "We have to choose the right fuel tank. You want something big enough to store enough fuel to last through a long battle, but also compact enough to fit in your cart." Max nodded, taking in the information. Nick continued, "Then, we need to install a fuel pump that can pump the fuel from the tank to the engine efficiently." Nick picked up a small, yet powerful fuel pump and demonstrated how it would be installed. Next, Nick showed Max the fuel injectors. These are responsible for spraying fuel into the engine's combustion chamber. The right injectors can make a big difference in your cart's performance. Nick then took Max to a large engine that was disassembled on the workshop floor. "Now, let's look at the engine. We must make sure that the fuel and air mixture is at the right ratio for maximum combustion. We can adjust this with the carburetor or fuel injection system." Max watched in amazement as Nick showed him the different parts and how they work together. He felt a newfound appreciation for the complexity of engines. Finally, Nick showed Max how to check the air-fuel mixture using a small device called a lambda sensor. This will tell us if the mixture is too rich or too lean. We want it to be just right for the best performance. Voila, you have your own battle cart. Of course, we can still customize the appearance with paints and accessories. But I assure you the engines of this thing. Perfection, Nick said proudly. Nick then took Max for a test drive. As they drove around Cartia, Max felt the raw power of the cart as it zoomed past other carts. "You're now the proud owner of a battle cart, my friend," Nick said with a pat on Max's back. Max was amazed by the transformation of the old cart and couldn't wait to put his new battle cart to the test. With Nick's help, Max set out to defeat the evil cart gang and restore peace to the kingdom. They faced many challenges along the way, battling against powerful and dangerous cart users. But Max and Nick were able to use their knowledge of basic engine systems to their advantage, using their cart's different systems to defeat their enemies. Finally, Max and Nick reached the headquarters of the evil cart gang and faced their leader in a final showdown. Using everything he had learned from Nick, Max was able to defeat the leader and restore peace to the kingdom. Max became known as the hero of the kingdom, and Nick continued to teach others about basic engine systems and the art of customizing carts. And so, Max and Nick lived happily ever after, using their knowledge and skills to make the world a better and safer place.